One, we are now recording. And we've already been having a fantastic conversation, Carla, because you are no you're from the US, but you're world laughing champion. Well,
Whatever that means.
well, I know, but and you're a speaker at the Antalya conference in
Mm,
April. Uh,
yes.
and it's all going to be sort of fantastic. And it's lovely to be having this conversation. And Carla,
Yeah.
and um, uh, what is joy to you, Carla? What does it mean to you? What is it to you? Because I know it's important to you. So what is it to you?
Mm. Joe, oh, I love that question.
Ah,
And I want to start with what is joy not? What
oh,
is
nice.
joy not?
Yes, yes, very nice.
Joy is not a thought.
Yeah,
Joy is not a concept.
yeah, yeah.
Joy is not a thing that you should do. If you're a happy person, you should feel joyful, blah, 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 blah. That is not what joy is. And
Fantastic.
actually, I didn't actually know what joy was in the first part of my life until like my 30s.
Oh, wow. Amazing, Carla.
Yeah, because I kind of call myself a recovering serious person.
Yes. Lots of people will resonate with that. Yes.
Yeah. And I just want to say I appreciate how the world is evolving and how the word trauma has become this buzzword. And I invite you to recognize, right? I call recognize like recognize, like think it again, how trauma is an experience you went through that stayed stuck in your body,
Yeah.
a stress cycle that didn't go through, right? And we don't need to continue to grow from the soil of trauma. And so
Okay.
I tell you that what is it not? It is not thinking that you have to change in order to feel joyful. What
Nice.
happened for me as a child is I had a lot of stress. I had a lot of, we could put that label trauma. I had these experiences that registered in my mind and then got translated into my body over and over and over, creating patterns in my
Yeah.
body of
Yeah.
stress.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so growing up, I valued being super competent, really on top of it, like perfectionist, people pleaser, get it done. I am the one. I got you, right? And that was a very effective way to live for me to do all the right things. But it wasn't taking into account my body,
Yeah.
my heart,
Yeah.
my sensitive nature. It was
Yeah.
taking into account what I thought was the right thing to do.
Very nice. So interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was disconnecting me from my aliveness, which I didn't actually
Yeah.
know I had permission to feel.
So nice. So nice. Yes. Yes. Fantastic. Fantastic. Um,
Yeah. And so when I actually had a serious illness that there was a nervous system thing, but it was a stress induced illness that left me paralyzed physically for 18 months
wow.
in my late 20s. And when that happened, I won't go into the full story, but I really got a very visceral experience of the stress and the stressful thoughts that were creating stress in my body because I couldn't move, right? I couldn't
Yeah.
use my coping strategies. You
Yes.
can't eat it away when you can't use your hands. You can't exercise it away. You can't be
Yes.
busy helping other people when you can't move. So
Yes.
it was like this gift that wasn't didn't feel like a gift in the moment. And over that time, it was kind of like everything of who I thought I was kind of composted. And from that complete wreckage, new parts of me sort of came into their own springtime and began to bud. And that's when I realized I I just want to stop feeling resentful towards everybody having fun and doing what they want to do. And like, I don't even know, like, I don't feel happy. I don't know why I don't like to get all dressed up and have fingernails and like all of that stuff. I like to have real, authentic experiences with people, but I don't even know who I am or how to do that.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah. And I thought, and these people who are so happy, like, what is that? Like, why do you get to be happy? Like, I was
yes,
not happy. I
yes,
was
yes,
not happy.
yes, yes. What a great way into joy by experiencing what it's not, you see.
That's actually true because what I want everyone to hear is we are all of it. We are all of it. And
Yes,
sometimes we are spending some time in the department of less than, not enough, abandonment, self loathing, whatever that
yep,
place is, right?
yep.
And when you've had your fill there, you can recognize, oh, there's other departments in this place where I
Very nice.
live. There's
Yes,
other places I can visit. And that's when I started actually researching joy. Like, what is it like? What I don't know. And what I learned was joy was not a concept that my
yep,
mind needed to follow. It was a feeling that I didn't
yes.
know how to feel.
So
I
nice.
didn't know.
So nice. So nice. And so you then started feeling the feeling.
I started feeling the feeling. I started pretending. This was before I engaged in laughter yoga. I hadn't even
Yep,
heard about it. This was in 2000,
yep,
and I started doing things that made me happy against all the wishes of my family. Uh,
yes, yep,
and slowly but surely, I started feeling really great. I started doing artwork. I started dancing. I started doing things I hadn't let myself do.
very
And
nice.
then, you
Yes,
know how you start on that journey and then like you fall in a little mud sinkhole and then you think, "Oh, but this time I knew, oh, I need to laugh. I need to feel good. I need to
very nice.
watch something funny."
Yes,
And I was actually living in Texas at that time, and I grew up in California.
yep,
And I didn't, it was very different. The landscape was very different. And so I went online in 2008 and I looked for a way to laugh. And I found this weird thing, Blog Talk Radio, Laughter Yoga. And I thought, well, I'm a serious yoga student and I teach this and I don't know, but I was really desperate. I
yep,
had high anxiety. I
yep,
had learned that anxiety had been a part of my life since I was 6, and I just
yep,
had no idea how to let go of this anxious
yep,
feeling in my body. So
yep.
I did this 10 minutes of laughter yoga. My mind said, "Are you kidding me? What are we doing? This is
Yes, yes, yep,
ridiculous."
yep.
I Let's leave. But I'm very committed, so I did the 10 minutes. I was finished. My brain said, "Oh, thank God." My body, I smiled the whole day. I
Yes.
was connecting with strangers. I was connecting in the supermarket. I hadn't done any of that. And pretty soon, my body, not my mind, my body took me on a journey.
Yep.
And my body started showing up for ordering online resources for laughter yoga, looking for other laughter people in my community.
Yep.
Um, what is this thing? I feel so much better.
Yep.
And long story short, I was one of two people in the city of 200,000 that was doing laughter yoga. Myself and this other woman who was a nurse, we brought a teacher from another state to the hospital where she was working. We had a training with 12 people. We got trained as leaders. The next year I got trained as a teacher. My body was feeling happier and happier. My brain was telling me, "Oh my God, please, people are going to see you. What are they going to think? This is really the wrong thing." And I held that contrast and that really painful adversity for a while. It was
Yep.
almost 4 years. I would
Yep.
show up every week. I would co-lead a laughter
Yep.
club. And finally, at some point, my brain just got used to the fact, okay, well, this is what we're going to do. I don't like it, but it's happening. It just keeps happening. And then I had a bigger expansion, and I recognized I was retraining the neural pathways in my
Yes,
mind
absolutely.
that were delivering messages into my body. I was retraining myself to let it be okay to feel good. Feel
Yeah, fantastic, fantastic. So I've heard some really interesting things in what you've said. Now, first of all, no, it's not in your mind, and it's not a concept. And we need to feel. We need to know, well, when we have experiences that cause us, sort of grief or anxiety or stress. We need to allow ourselves to feel them, so the body can process. The body can complete the sort of the transformation and the alchemical process, and it's through feeling what was absolutely sort of your route into joy, which also meant because you were no you were no you were sort of living it and doing it and feeling it and breathing it. You were also retraining your brain.
yes.
So it's fantastic. It's fantastic. So, Carla, what would be your top tip or your top tips for people?
Well, my top tip is if your brain is feeling stressed out and it has practiced that at all in your previous life up until this moment, then your brain has created pathways in your body for stress.
Yeah,
And those stress cycles are habituated. They are
yeah,
practice stress cycles. And it is important that you intentionally, whatever it is you do, you can laugh, you can do some type of form of exercise, but you want to have movement and breathing and feelings of joy and feeling good being practiced in your body because
yes,
your
yes,
body doesn't know
yes,
the difference between your mind's thoughts. Your mind is like, this is a problem, but maybe it's a problem from the past that a similar experience is happening here, but it's not really threatening you, but maybe in the past it did, but the past is becoming present and all of a sudden you're like, this is a problem, but maybe it's not.
yes. So
Maybe you could
nice.
just
Yes,
you could like
yes, yes, yes.
and then you breathe
Fantastic.
and you exhale. You come back
Yes,
to the body and you recognize, oh, this guy on the screen that I'm talking to is not my father that's going to say something to me. It's just a person who might look a little like him. And maybe he said something that reminded me of something from the past, but I don't need to be afraid
yes,
because I
yes,
am an adult here in a really amazing, resilient body with a
yes,
trainable brain, and I can practice new ways of living in my body that help joy to pattern inside.
yes. So nice. So nice.
Even in the hardest times, even in the hardest times, my favorite topic is grief and loss and laughter and joy. It's my favorite topic because we are all of it and it can live together inside of us.
It sounds very much so also part of your journey was is like activating your being, your and it's like your soul, something inside you that just because to overcome the mind, we have no we have to have an intention to do something because otherwise the mind. And you obviously had the intention, and the intention comes from maybe our soul or maybe our being or our inner knowing or um, uh, and something absolutely came alive.
That's right.
Fantastic, Carla.
That's right. And just to remind everyone, like when something is happening and it feels like it's happening to you, it's happening around you, but it's triggering you and it feels like it's happening to you. Like something that I tell my students is to get the body moving, get the breath moving, and
Yes,
just
yes,
inhale with a
yes,
big, you get like a pencil or a pen
yes,
in your teeth,
yes,
right?
yes, exactly.
And let's see, I got one right here. And you just, I said, huh? And then I take that pen out and I say, ha ha ha, I'm more than this. Hee hee hee, ha ha ha, I'm more than this.
It is such an encouraging and inspiring journey, and such an encouraging, inspiring sort of a message.
Yeah,
Because being in our heads and being stuck in our head and being sort of held by patterns of the past and all that, we all resonate. That is very much the human experience, and overcoming it. you know, and from your paralysis, right? And which is a real kind of, that's a real kind of stop. Stop and take stock and start again.
Hard stop.
Yeah, well, I know, yes, yes, yeah. And then the movement and the breath and the feeling and allowing yourself to feel. So,
Yeah.
as a pathway back into joy, and then just the kind of and all the repatterning that happens, the neural pathways,
Yes.
and and if nothing else, when in doubt.
Right.
Carla, absolutely fantastic interview. Thank you so much for taking the time. And I'm
Oh.
really looking forward to meeting you next month.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be so wonderful. Thank you so much, Joe, for all that you do for our beautiful laughter family around the world. And I can't
Lovely.
wait to meet you in Antalya as well.
Yes. Okay, lovely. Thank you, Carla. Thank you.